Be careful what you wish for. If you're going to sack a Carlo Ancelotti, look at that incredible line of players that he has unavailable to him. It's not his fault that they're not able to play and not fit to play. This is a defensive side that has just been in shambles and continue to concede goals on every front in every competition. So, I don't think it's fully Ancelotti's fault. Defensively, it's impossible for them to keep up with the Barcelona side.
They keep themselves in the title race, 4 points behind Barcelona. They've also got an inferior goal difference, so it's going to have to change, and change it might, because we've got El Clásico, haven't we, next weekend, and that you would feel would decide the title. Real Madrid have got to win that game if they're going to have any shout of overturning the title, particularly because of that goal difference if they do finish equal in the table. How do you feel, or how do you think the Real Madrid fans feel going into that game? Do you think they'll have seen enough from that great first half performance today to feel that they can go and produce a performance that they need against Barcelona?
I think the fear is still in the back line. I think we saw it today towards the end of the match. Carlo Ancelotti is working his magic as much as he can with all the injuries that they do have to the back line. Shifting in Valverde to right back today with Chouameni at center back. And so it's a lot to look at this Real Madrid side to be able to contain a Barcelona attack that has been the best this season, scoring 160 goals. But this is it right here, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, El Clásico, May 11th, and it could... A win for Barcelona wouldn't clinch the title, but it would get them about a point away from it. So it's all on the line here. This is Real Madrid's season in a Clásico with an opportunity to do it. I think if we're looking for ways that Real Madrid can figure out a way to stop Barcelona, in my opinion, physical game. Try to frustrate the young attack of Barcelona. Maybe have a lot of players ready to go on rotation because there might be some yellow cards if you're trying to play that way. But I think that's the only way that you can get this Real Madrid to contain a Barcelona attack, like I mentioned, that has just been fantastic this season, and maybe not have enough defensively to do that. The only way you do it, try to make it a physical, drag-out game where you're grinding, you sit back, don't try to leave yourself open enough. If you have Barcelona on the counterattack, they can score 4 goals on you in a jiff. So it's a difficult match for them.
You're right, and I think they'll also have seen the fact that Inter Milan had quite a lot of joy in that Champions League game, getting in behind. You will get opportunities in behind a Barcelona, and when you've got players like Mbappé, Golazo who's playing well, with some pace who can get in behind, then they're going to have some opportunities to score, certainly against Barcelona. Ancelotti's not someone who looks for excuses. He always downplays them in press conferences. But when you look at the number of players that he's got injured, particularly across the back line, I mean, this has to go at least some way of explaining why they've been poor in this part of the season.
Without a doubt. I mean, like I said, he's piecing together this back line with midfielders because it's all they have. I mean, look at the quality of these players, starters at every position, guys that can start at any club in the world. And that is clearly one of the main reasons that defensively they just cannot compete and they're going to concede goals. That's why, for me, the whole, getting rid of Carlo Ancelotti, I still don't understand it fully, and I understand it's Real Madrid and you need to win trophies if you want to continue on. But again, I'll repeat myself. What you're kind of... Be careful what you wish for. If you're going to sack a Carlo Ancelotti, look at that incredible line of players that he has unavailable to him. It's not his fault that they're not able to play and not fit to play. This is a defensive side that has just been in shambles and continue to concede goals on every front in every competition. So, I don't think it's fully Ancelotti's fault. Defensively, it's impossible for them to keep up with the Barcelona side when they're missing that many players in the back line and in the midfield.
I mentioned in the highlights there, another season for Kylian Mbappé, just keeps stacking them up where he scores 35+ goals. Obviously incredible performances once again from him. Not necessarily always the most consistent, but he's still scoring the goals when a lot of these Real Madrid players haven't always produced. But do you think that he kind of deserves a bit more to show for all of these great numbers this season?
I mean, it's difficult when you don't win, right? And especially at Real Madrid, where he is having a fantastic season. And that's after having maybe not so great start as well. So it's really picked up business here at the second half of the season. it is kind of crazy that the only trophy he might get is Pichichi, right? After having this fantastic and incredible year. 52 appearances, 36 goals. I mean, you can't ask for more from your absolute star, number 9, at Real Madrid than what Kylian Mbappé has done this season. Problem doesn't lie with him. I think the problem lies on the other end of the pitch with this side, like we've just been talking about. Yeah, I think he does deserve a little more love because his season has been fantastic. And what you paid for when you brought him into the club is to have seasons like this, where he has 30+ goals in all competition and is able to be your main man week in, week out. I think he's shown that he is that for the long term for Real Madrid.
He's not going to get the Brazil job, obviously that story breaking last week, but if Carlo Ancelotti does move on from the club, what kind of legacy do you think he will leave behind?
And I mean, an absolute legend who's won everything and become synonymous with winning at Real Madrid. All those Champions League runs that he had is nothing short of incredible, and that's why I continue to criticize this move, where Real Madrid fans want him to go. Today the line was, oh, well, it's like they're trying to find a reason. Today the line was, well, why hasn't he put Arda Güler in earlier this season? Maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. It's difficult to look at it that way because, again, look at the injury list, and it's not. I'm not trying to look for an excuse here, but it's fact. And there aren't much better managers out there than Carlo Ancelotti, still even at this age and at this time in his career. So it is an interesting situation. I don't know whether they want to continue. Who are they going to bring in? Who is going to be the guy that's going to replace and be better off for Real Madrid than Carlo Ancelotti? I don't think that question's be answered.
Kylian Mbappé obviously made a big stride forward today in terms of winning the Golden Boot, the Pichichi in Spanish football, the top scorer in the division. Lewandowski's got one clear of him. But personally, I feel like I've got a feeling that Mbappé is going to do it.
I think so too, especially with Lewandowski's with the injury he just suffered, and he's focused on getting him back for the Champions League. I think Mbappé has a little more motivation here to get something because a trophy might be out of their grasp, and if he can at least win Pichichi and get the Golden Boot, I think it'll at least won't be a lost season for him, and he'll feel good moving forward with Real Madrid next season.
It's certainly going to be close, though. Just the one goal, as you can see, they're separating the two as they try to become the top scorer in Spanish football this season. And what a match we have got to look forward to, the El Clásico. It will decide the season, won't it? Whoever wins looks like it will go on and win the title.